Reset this sumbitch. All right.
Give it a reset.
And all right. There we go. Freaks and geeks, drinkers, thinkers, ramblers and gamblers, stoners and pet owners. Gather around. This is the Outsiders Social Club, where us misfits, miscreants, outcasts get together and ramble, palaver, prattle, and get royally intoxicated while we do so. So without further ado, let's proceed.
One for the party, baby. Pop on the road, drumming, knock back a drink. There's nobody home.
Welcome back to the Outsiders Social Club. I'm your master of ceremonies, Drinks with Ron, and I did all of hour 2's cocaine in hour 1. What you gonna do? Usual rules apply. You drink if you hear a dog or a cat or a bong. Over-unders for hearing a dog on the pod, 1.5. Speaking of over-unders, Troy, what is the over-under for tonight's episode?
Well, Ron, since this is ostensibly hour 2,
Still grieving, man.
and we grieve on, griever, we're going to continue with the under-over being at 1.5 because I had a drink during the last pod session. Therefore, I lost money on the bet, and now I'm going to bet on myself again that I won.
Oh, all right. Always bet on yourself. Always bet on yourself.
That's
All
right.
1.5.
The under-over.
I caught that. That was well played. No, Joe's not here. I was going to ask for his opinion on that, but not. Oh well. Well, let's get the crew on the record, huh? Somebody say a thing.
Have you guys heard that Aerosmith song? It was one of their biggest hits early in their career. It's called "Grieve On."
Ah. I was going to try to hit that high note, and then I was like nope.
One of the worst things about that question is that Hash just started with, "Have you guys heard that Aerosmith song?" And
I locked in because I was like, probably.
Yeah, I just started nodding. I was like, "Yeah, I've heard that song."
That ragdoll living in the city.
Yeah.
Let's talk more about Do Say Lady, Hash. Let's do that.
I think.
You did that.
We haven't done the we haven't done the introductions yet.
Well, there's Yikes making whatever
Cue
sound
that for the
was.
sounder for the introductions for everyone.
Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. And then that's Justin there with
Living the High Life.
Love me a high life. I might have switched to beer. I got a little I was a little pissed off coming into the last episode, so I hit the whiskey a little hard. But maybe we better back off.
So
1.5. All right.
So Yikes touched on something. I don't know if this was part of the last episode or it was cut like Rutabaga was supposed to be. But of us growing our podcast and growing our audience. I guess like one of our biggest supporters or biggest fans is obviously Samo. We had him on. You guys had a parade with him. And he said, like, take him up on his offer to go to a Sixers game with him. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. Like, I haven't been to a game since literally Washington was the Bullets. Like, that's the last NBA game I went to when the Washington Wizards, soon to be Northern Virginia Wizards, they were the Bullets. Before George Marathon, I think. It might have been Marathon. I definitely had some of his cards growing up. But anyway, I'm like, all right. It has to be a weekend because I can't, have my wife watch the kids while I go watch a basketball game. It just doesn't seem right. I asked him for a specific date. He's like, I'll be in Miami. All right. Next date, I'll be in Bahamas. I'm like, motherfucker, are you ever in this country or / in your state with your millions and millions of dollars?
I'm telling you, he is an art forger and thief, and he travels around hidden museums. I haven't gotten any, proof? But I'm working on it. So that's the working theory.
So then he's like, all right, I'm free after this date. And I was like, what? No trips to Dubai? No trips to Tokyo? I was like, no, just a trip to France in the summer. Like,
yeah,
who goes to France in the summer? Bezos?
Well, he's got to hit the Louvre.
Olympics, baby. Olympics.
I'll do drugs about it. Yeah.
That wasn't a grievance, though, was it? I mean, we should actually celebrate that.
No, but I was just touching again. I don't know if it was part of the last episode where Ron rutabagaed it or not. I don't know, but
Ron doesn't
I just want to get that story out there because I'm really excited because I haven't been to an NBA game in over 30 years or 30 years. So
Ronabega.
Hey, speaking of, I'm going to do drugs about it.
That's when
stickers came today.
hell yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and
Visual gag. He held up a
oh
sticker.
yeah,
He's got sticker. Oh wow.
Oh, look at that. Those are good
Yeah.
stickers.
If you're listening to this, they will be available somewhere at some point. But I am not the messenger on that.
Yep.
Samson Sucks 20 does not get just 20 off.
Visual gag on an audio format. Nobody gets the joke.
and actually find them on the Outsiders Social Club merchandise store on the Etsy there. Yeah, these are 3-inch stickers. We got a few designs up there. I'm delighted. I've got a conundrum though with the tap handles back here. I think I'm gonna put the Outsiders Social Club over here, but not sure if I replace the Greg Cody sticker with the half-assed podcast logo, but I'm weighing my options.
I'm just saying, it's Greg Cody in the
Extort Yeti
podcast.
Blanc for more Greg Cody access before, as a trade-off.
And I'd
Listen,
take
Greg, I
stickers,
have your
shit.
podcast sticker behind me. It goes away, but unless you come on the pod, like that's the only way I'm giving you the the shout out here.
Yeah, ordered a couple of T-shirts to check those out too. So, yeah, gotta get yourself a "Where in the World is Troy Getting Hammered" T-shirt, and it'll go along with this sounder that may or may not load.
Where in the world is Troy getting hammered?
Now the question is, does the t-shirt play that song? Kind of like one of those Christmas cards that you open up and they play a song?
It'll play in your head every time you see it because
Right.
that's catchy as shit.
I mean, it's true, but I want a t-shirt. You got to invent the technology.
Right?
How does that work though? So you have a T-shirt on that has like the card thing on, and it has to
button.
have like a
Yeah.
target or a button on it.
Mhm.
Yep.
And then you encourage people to poke the button, right?
No.
Yeah.
You have the button down at your hip, so you trigger it when you want to.
It'd be Troy's rocks glass.
Oh.
You press that right on the.
Well, I mean, either of these scenarios work technically.
What was that chess match where he had things hooked up to his balls and you could just trigger it that way? Maybe we trigger it that way.
That was the most interested I've ever been in chess, right there.
Same for that dude.
Maybe I want to play chess now.
Doesn't the fact that people were cheating in chess kind of like lower the stigma of steroids in like an actual real sport? Because if people were cheating in a sport where there's no physical contact, I think people with steroids should get in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, if you're getting cheating in that sport.
You remember those guys that
Steroids aren't
stuffed
bad.
the fish with weights?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's right. There you go. Yes.
That was, by the way, that was only 1 year ago, I believe, right?
Wow.
Is that 1 year ago? I think that was 1 year ago. As we do these grievances in 2023, I believe the fish scandal was, I'll look it up, but I think it's no more than 2 years.
Yeah, I'm gonna grieve that you didn't know that. So yeah,
Ron, can I ask you a question? Do you know it?
well, I was
No,
gonna say
let me see.
no, but then I guess the answer to that is also no. So
Okay.
but yeah,
I was going to say no, but I guess the answer is no.
I can't answer your question. But you didn't give me a window to say no to you. But well played.
I actually have a recent grievance that literally happened today, so it's pretty fresh in my mind here.
Sound it, Ron.
Oh, hang
I'm
on,
waiting for it.
Yeah, I still had the good one on there.
Perfect. That's the one.
It's the perfect. That's the one for me.
She's like, you do you, bro. That's
Medical offices, get your shit together, because I have to go around to collect some insurance on my son who broke his arm, and I need to get some pictures from you guys. Do not give it to me on a CD-ROM. Why are you burning mixtapes and pictures while no one else is doing it for the last 15 years? Who has a... I don't have one on my laptop. Do you guys have a CD-ROM on your laptop? What are we doing? Why are you giving me a CD that I can only play on my DVD player? What are we...
Here's his insurance forms on microfiche. Have fun, Dick.
Here's this floppy disk. What are you giving me?
It's a 3.5-inch hard disk. Yeah.
I think that's very solid. Like
There's
there's
SD card with your
like you go one of two ways, right? Like when you're doing okay, so I can only put this in context of like a Christmas card. I know it's not the same thing, Justin. I apologize, but like you know, I am. So like there's the idea of like there's people who still make Christmas cards. You made one.
Yes.
But my mom is kind of like stuck in this generation between she knows what like a USB plug-in is that you can take in.
Right.
And she knows what the actual physical printout is. But if you give her a CD, or me, frankly, right now, with like your output of your Christmas card on it, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like that's not the medium. Like you either have to have like super old or new, but the CD-ROM like printout of all the family photos, yeah, that's obsolete.
Oh, dude, you want to talk about format issues? That's what takes me so long to dick with these sounders and change the board, is that the board takes an SD card. The only thing I have that takes an SD card is like a 15-year-old laptop that's on life support. So I've got to take it from my PC on a flash drive to the laptop, take it from there to the SD card, and then the SD card back to the fucking board. I was like, seriously, I don't know what I'm going to do. That laptop shits the bed. We're stuck with the sounds we have. Fucking lock in. This is it.
That's kind of a terrifying thought, but at the same time, we can always rebrand.
You can get an SD to USB reader.
I was going to say, there's got to be a thing I can buy, but I don't want to buy another thing. I'm so old now. I'm like,
why am I talking like this all of a sudden?
It's a lawn kid.
Man, I don't like technology. Yeah.
You got to get like the fertilizer in there.
I mean,
the cool
sun
thing
went
about
down.
me. That's the cool thing about me getting this like vintage TV. Like I don't have to go through like a converter to connect to HDMI. Nope, just plug it back in the computer or in the back of the TV and you're good to go. Like
the funny thing is that we're all different ages, but with the changes Justin's making, and I think how our souls all align, we'll all be 75 years old at the same time.
Probably.
Yeah.
I feel like our generation's going to age way too quickly when we see what the younger generation is even doing. Like, yeah.
Dude, I'm
like the fact that like I know like there's a funny
formats.
meme going around where like people will hear a song and the little kid's like, oh, that's on Fortnite, and then that's like the guy throwing them into the lake, Andy Griffith throwing the kid in the lake or whatever, because it's like you know this song, it's a classic from fucking Fortnite, and that depresses me. Like,
dude, I got so many
we've all
formats
reached there, I
over
think,
here.
now.
I got a box of 8 tracks in the back. We go through those if you wanted to. I got a reel-to-reel over here.
Question though, I'm serious question.
Whoa, hold on. You have a reel-to-reel still?
Yeah,
like the old tape, like the skinny 1/8-inch like one?
Is it quarter eighth or it might be quarter
inch?
inch? Yeah,
Those still have value.
Those are cool.
8 tracks don't have value.
Yeah, 8 track.
There's a couple of shops starting to resell them in Madison, but it's but yeah, I don't.
I was gonna say that used bookstore I go to that has all the VHSs has a shit ton of 8 tracks and like on the
can't
tables.
get a good player though.
But like, yeah, I was gonna say like nobody's making 8 tracks. Like, what are you doing? Like ripping out the stereo from your like cousin Jethro and like throwing it at working it into your stereo?
I've actually gutted pieces of those old consoles and pulled the 8-track units out, but most of them have been the heads have been hot garbage.
Yeah.
So it's just like I had a really, really good one back in the day, but it didn't come back from Madison when I moved home. So
So
I
was
still
8-track
mourn.
was 8-track the musical version of Laserdisc?
Kinda. Yeah. It was like advanced ahead of its
Right.
time.
But
'Cause
it
now
wasn't
your music all of a sudden
wasn't
became portable.
yeah.
Well, technically speaking, like 8-track would be the music. Well, okay, that's a really weird question. I like anybody here, Troy?
Because I feel like they went from
Really? Nothing?
records to CDs, but the 8-tracks are in between. And so were cassettes,
Oh,
but like
cassettes were, yeah.
yeah. But it's like they went from DVD or VHS to Laserdisc, and like I personally
Laserdisc
did not
was
know
actually,
anyone.
I think, was first. Laserdisc was out in the 70s.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, you can get. I saw the original Star Wars on a Laserdisc.
Oh shit.
Yeah, the
See, this
big
is where
fucking.
this is the age
yeah,
difference coming in here. I thought Laserdisc was like that thing, like which wasn't quite a DVD. See?
No, but it
Learned
was the
something in this
future.
podcast.
But they were so fucking big, and you had to flip them. So it was like the picture and the audio was amazing, but they were giant discs in a sleeve that you had to flip. So there was, kind of like Beta. I guess it's a better comparison to Beta.
Okay.
Their stupid 30-minute maximum runtime on their tapes.
I was gonna go Sega Saturn. That was my
Oh,
other
yeah.
reference point, the Sega Saturn. Where like you were
Solid.
using again discs versus, cartridges.
Was the Saturn or the PlayStation the first one to use a disc?
PlayStation was before the Saturn. PlayStation
Was
was in
it?
'94.
Okay.
Sega CD came out right around the same
Oh.
time, I want to say.
Oh, Sega CD, I think, was before the Saturn. Yeah. I don't know exactly, but it was.
Were you guys
was.
were you guys like a Sega Game Gear or a Game Boy?
Never had either.
I had both at one point in time, but Game Gear
Was
was
it
far
portable?
superior because you had a
Color.
backlit screen.
It was also, I mean, color too, obviously. But like when even Game Boy Color, it didn't match Sega Game Gear with like the quality.
Did you guys ever play 3DO?
Yes,
You ever heard of it?
I remember that.
I don't know if I ever did. I think one of my friends had it. We just never played it because it was like sitting around. We never played it.
Oh, my buddy had one, the only one I've ever seen, but that was another one with the disc games, and those were interesting. They were more because they'd skip around to actual video on the disc when you'd click shit, so it was weird with load time, but the picture was like, obviously great quality compared to 32-bit or 64, whatever we got to at that point.
Do you guys remember the original Wii Sports with the Nintendo like
Oh,
track
fuck
and
yeah.
field games?
Still got
That fucking footpad thing. Jesus Christ!
Mhm.
When like Wii came out, I was like, I did this when I was 6, didn't I? Like same premise.
Loved Wii, man. Yeah.
Wii was awesome though. Wii was awesome.
Still got
So
it.
are
down
we
here.
are we done with grievances?
We can. We went to.
I'm drinking
we went to
whiskey. I'm
nostalgia
sure
pit.
I
That's
can
what we
get
just- we went
pissed
to
off
nostalgia
about
pit right now.
something. Yeah, just give me a
Okay,
minute.
just
I'll
check.
be. Yeah, something will piss me off. Just let me think about it.
I mean, I have one more. I know that.
Oh,
All right, let's go with Justin. I don't know why this is happening again, where I'm leading like the charge here, but like, let's go with grievances by Justin.
hell yeah! Go ahead, run traffic. I don't give a fuck.
I don't care.
All your grievances, put them together. Put them back if you gotta.
Take them somewhere if you gotta take them somewhere.
Put air them out, some bitch.
All right, end it. This is more personal for me because I do work retail. I have for the last 19, almost 20 years now. Have your coupons fucking ready when you're in line at a grocery store, at a retail store. You're in line. You have nothing else to do but look at your phone and put your coupon on your phone. Do not come to register scrolling through your email, scrolling through your text messages, scrolling through your apps, whatever it may be. Just be ready. Screenshot it if you have to. I don't care. I can scan it still in the screenshot. Be ready while being in line. Otherwise, you're holding me up, and you're wasting people's fucking time. Have your coupons ready. And do not ask me if I can look up a coupon for you. No. You have a coupon, pull it up, screenshot it, be done with it. Be ready.
I have many opinions on this one.
Okay.
I would say no. You don't have to do that. like it would be nice, but people are never going to do that, no matter how many times you tell them to do that. Like that's never going to happen, and
Well,
that's
people
okay.
are never going to do anything.
Well, because
without
they're
them.
distracted.
Comes
Like some
down
of them
to it,
have
yeah.
like kids crawling all over them, which is totally normal. And like being in line is not the same thing as being in the theater of checking out. Those are not the same thing.
I don't know, man. You
Okay.
know the checkout is coming. It's fucking imminent. You're in line
Yes,
waiting
yes,
to be
thank you,
checked
Ryan.
out. Why do you get to that point in your
Also,
thumb
if you
is
brought
in your
3 or 4
ass?
kids into your into the store with you in line, you knew you were going to that place anyway. You don't just take your kids willy nilly anywhere. You have a plan when you have kids.
Really?
Like, it's not. Yes, you're not like, oh, maybe I'll stop in here. You have a plan when you have kids.
Maybe
you
I'll
don't
take
go
all
out
3
any
of you
more in public than you
bastards
need
in
to.
with me. Huh? You want to
So
come to
you
the
knew
store?
your 3 or 4 kids gonna be in line
I'm
with
gonna
you.
dare Justin right now
Yeah.
to tweet out, if you have kids, you have a plan, or vice versa, and see what that turns into.
If you're
Because
taking them
that's
somewhere,
not-
yeah.
Like that's like that
Okay,
is
again, if you're taking them somewhere, you have a plan because
Okay.
there is a diaper bag of some sort or some kind of bag. There's so many things you have to plan for a trip
Probably
versus
some goddamn Cheerios in there or something.
Cheerios, pouches of applesauce, all that shit.
Crystal meth. I mean, whatever you need to get through the day. I don't know how you pack. You pack you. I'm just saying it's an option. It's on the table. You can take what you want. But I'm
Literally spit my drink back out.
Grievances.
take up grievances, air them out. I was gonna air out a grievance here, but then I totally blanked out. So I don't know. Apparently the weed's working, so I've got no grievance there. So
Wow,
grievance
you-
retracted.
what strain cleared your grievances?
This is some kind of citrus. Smells so much like orange. I'm really enjoying it. But I
So
got
everybody get some
Does it
citrus
taste like
weed
orange
and
though?
clear your
yeah, a
grievance.
little bit. It's I actually got Northern Lights last week. Hadn't seen that in forever. I enjoyed that too. That was a really good. It's a really good batch.
Wow, man.
I seen Northern Lights shit. It's I smoked out one of these metal hitters. Looks like a cigarette over here, man. You won't believe it. You just put it in there when you're driving, and they're like, that guy's just smoking a cigarette. No way he's getting high. That's how you do it.
So you mentioned the 3DO. I started looking up the 3DO.
Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot about it, and I was like, okay. And then I was looking through the games on the 3DO, and one game, it wasn't exclusive to it, but Battle Chess. Did you guys ever play Battle Chess?
No. Never heard of such a thing.
Your little chess pieces came alive, and anytime
I remember
one was
that game.
taken by another one, like they had
Never
like
played it.
animations and like they were
Okay.
killed. It was dope.
So
No.
that's funny. They got animated on the chessboard.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
Go over.
So
and
that's
make the
very
move.
Star Wars ripped off style.
Yeah, exactly.
I've
It's
played.
very-
I've
very
played this.
similar.
I was trying to get on here. I've definitely played this. It's fucking
Justin
cool.
like ran back into the zoo.
I was taking a piss and I heard us like, but like, yeah,
Battle
the fucking
chess.
like bishop will come with spear and just stab the knight on the horse. It's like fucking crazy.
As your average bishop does in real life. With this. They're known for their
checks out.
offensive.
Now I'd only play battle chess on computer games. That's where I was in like all
Yeah,
like you know.
well, it was on
Speaking
computer.
of
it was on
CD-ROMs, put the
NES,
CD-ROM
it was
in, you
on
play a
3D.
computer game. Kids, if you're listening, that's what we used to do.
Yeah.
Dude, I used to program games into MS-DOS.
Ha,
was-
nice.
It
Yes.
was crazy. It was crazy.
You guys remember playing game? I think Yikes and Ron, you're too old for this, but playing games in your calculator,
Oh, I remember that too.
the
TS-83?
TI-83s.
TI-83, thank you.
Yeah,
Boy,
I did.
I'm really glad I missed that. By the way,
So the two
Phoenix
games I played
on
the most,
TI-83 was
I'm gonna
crazy.
do
Mob,
drugs about
Mob
it.
Wars and like Pimp Wars were like the two go-tos. You never played those? You pretty much were a pimp and you would get to kill people and whatever. Same thing with Mob Wars. But someone like my senior year of high school, Mario came out to play on your TI-83. So we were all, and you can link up with another like TI-83 and you can play
It's a
two-player
me.
like
I'm Mario.
and Luigi.
That's
So
pretty
we
dope.
like, all right, get into groups and do your math homework or whatever. Math problems, like, no, we're
Okay.
fucking playing Mario,
Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers.
all right,
Slap
that's
the
pretty
shit out of
cool.
those
I will admit
mushrooms,
that's pretty awesome. That almost
All right.
seems like a precursor to like social media in some weird way.
Yeah, the whole gaming stuff.
Not
No,
like social media, but social gaming.
Yeah. It's like social gaming back in the day was you just get your boys and go to or Blockbuster, rent a video game you haven't played before, and you're taking turns in a tournament of some sort or whatever
balls
it may be.
deep in that all weekend. Yeah, couple bottles of Shasta. Oh,
Speaking of Mountain Dew Code Red, chugging that shit with some Doritos out and Funyuns. Yep.
before that was
Oh man, I feel
That
so
was
old. He's
after
like
my
speaking of
time.
that,
Yeah,
weekends of Mountain Dew Red. I'm like, oh
that
God,
didn't exist back then.
yeah, I was like studying like my senior thesis. So anyway, not even.
I only played I played one game on 3DO. It was funny. I went up to Eau Claire. My buddy lived up there, and my roommate had gone up, and they'd been just hanging out drinking for days, and he got his 3DO from back home, so they were just playing.
Nice.
So I showed up late because I have to work. So I come up on like Saturday, and they're just fucking freaking out. Like, what's your problem? We've been playing this game for 2 fucking days. We can get to the end. We can't get past the fucking end. My buddy's throwing the fucking controller. I'm like, all right, give it to me. Gave me the controller. It's called Psychic Detective. And you were trying to take down some dude who had like psychic powers. And it was basically a puzzle game. So like, oh, here you go. And the controller, you're done. What? Like, yeah, it just fucking broke his mind, man. Look at him. They had to put him in an institution. Why don't you guys do that yesterday? You wasted a day and a half on this? Get the fucking guitars out. What are we doing?
Eau Claire. That's where my sister lived there for a few years in Eau Claire.
Yeah, my buddy lived there for a couple, so we had a few nights up there that were.
It was funny. We went up there like not why we went up there. When we went up there, the first time I ever went up there, my sister went in the hospital because she had to get a pacemaker put in.
Oh,
and
damn.
she was 26 at the time. Like she had
Jesus.
always had, when she was born, she had an irregular heartbeat, which is common.
Wow.
But like apparently with her stressful job, which she used to be a district manager for PacSun, she would, obviously be stressed out and heart complications, whatever. So we went to my sister's house when, she had to get the pacemaker put in, and my sister's boyfriend, fiance at the time, went up and down the steps 4 or 5 times to go outside. And it was all because he was trying to hide the fact that he was smoking weed in his own garage, where it's like, it's his house, but he had to hide it.
Well, yeah.
And I went over to him like one time, I was like, what are you doing? He goes,
nothing.
He's like, I have to hide getting high in front of your parents. I'm like, you don't have to hide from me. So the very next day, he's like, Justin, I need your help in the garage. He's like, it's so weird to have to hide being this, in my own house with your parents here. I was like, my dad tells me a story all the time. I feel like you just blaze up and my dad wouldn't give a shit. And come to think, found out like he wouldn't have given a shit if he just would have done that. It's neither my mom, because we kind of figured tattoo artists with dreads that you did this shit. Like that's kind of how this whole image
Jesus
works.
Christ, who the fuck are you fooling? I'm gonna go to the garage. Oh, is that the one where the skunk lives? Yeah. Thanks, Kyle.
I believe this is like one of the
that's my sister's boyfriend's name is Kyle.
Fuck,
I'm not joking.
Give one
That's a drink.
It's a social. God damn it, Kyle.
Tattoo artist named Kizzle.
This isn't exactly about like the way anybody looks specifically to weed smoking, but I do think that like the whole like the cousin walk was trending during Thanksgiving, and that's not my cousins, but does anybody know the cousin walk for the younger generation?
I have no idea what you're
Ash?
saying to me right now. No clue.
You know this, Ash, right?
Wait, repeat the question. I'm sorry.
The cousin walk.
The cousin walk?
Yeah, right before Thanksgiving.
You have the same look on your face that I do. And it's like,
I'm so thankful that I actually get to bring this up. I think people will know about this, but the whole idea is the cousin walk is when you're tight with your cousins and you'd be like, hey, we're going on a walk. And I was like, kids are doing that? That sounds so old fashioned. And like, I like that.
Just did one at a wedding a month or 2 ago.
Yeah, like you totally do the walk, right?
Yeah.
And like
Do the
back
walk.
in we did the walk back in the day, right? We all, well, some of us did the walk.
I mean, yes, but I never heard it.
Never heard
referred
it
Walk
to
on
as the
Love?
walk.
So
Yeah.
I always got fucked up with my cousins because like I was an only child for a long time before my sister was born when I was 15. So like the cousin walk was like when I got drunk at 16, like like the cousins were around and they're like, "Hey, we're taking Hadley out, to the shed."
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
shed was not as bad as it sounded, by the way.
It
Like,
didn't sound great, by the way. It did not sound great.
Thanks to
was
his
pretty great.
butthole, just
But they're calling
fine.
it the kids these days. I saw it trending and I was like looking at all these posts and it was like, yeah, is anybody doing the cousin walk tonight? And like the cousin walk, nobody, like I just love that terminology. It actually seems like a modern term that seems old fashioned. And I'm like, hell yeah, let's do the cousin
It's
walk.
like an 80s term, honestly.
Yeah, if I see any of you guys in a hotel, we're going on a cousin walk.
Mine was more sad. It was
Baby.
at the wedding, and I took my own walk, and I just happened
I was like
I'm
waiting
gonna
for someone to say it.
to stumble into the rest of the cousins getting high without me, and like, oh, I'm smoking too. I'll just stand here with you guys and your fancy vape pens. I'll just smell like weed. And my
I got a
cousin.
review for Yikes.
Oh,
I was told to review a movie.
Oh
Yikes.
God. I'm really scared because okay, I gotta be honest up front. You said I'm watching now. I'm halfway through,
Didn't finish, but then I did finish. Baby?
and
That's what
I'm
she
not
said.
sure. This is gonna be a really weird review. Okay, let's go ahead with Justin's review of Fletch.
oh shit! You know what?
You got a sounder?
I actually do. Yeah, hang on. It's not specifically a Fletch sounder, but it's oh god damn it. Come on now.
Latch
All right.
sounder.
Let's hear it for Fletch.
So I had mentioned that I bought some new VHSs. Fletch was one of them. And that there was some movies I hadn't seen. And I said I hadn't seen Fletch before. Now, upon rewatching on my VHS player, I had seen almost the ending of it. I remember the car chase scene very well after rewatching it. And that
So
call
funny
on,
to me, like just to pause real quick, but when you wrote that to me, and you're like, I remember the car chase scene in Fletch, not what I remembered about Fletch. The car chase scene was not one of the major moments, and
You're thinking giant afro, aren't you?
yeah, I'm thinking like giant afro, like guy undercover
all right.
on the beach.
if you're not thinking about him in short shorts, you're thinking wrong. Because I have a note that he is one of the top short wearers in history, next to behind Hashi over there, the great short wearer in himself. Are you gonna move over? Show me the goods. Attaboy. Visual gag.
Oh,
Visual gag on an audio format. Nobody gets the joke.
For the listening
But he wears
audience,
short shorts in Fletch, and he also wears short shorts in Vacation, and they are fantastic short shorts that Chevy Chase can rock. Now, khaki in Vacation, white on white with his white polo, and Fletch, great look for Chevy Chase. One of the best for short wearers, including
Look
girls
for
too.
her? What are we doing?
that makes me. You know what? I'm gonna have to.
What's
look
going
for-
on here?
I've got to
Don't we?
spin the dial backwards alphabetically and go back up. Hang on, let me see if I can find it. It's an uphill battle. I'm not gonna lie to you. I added a whole section of G's today, which I wasn't comfortable with. But all right, where is it? Never.
I think we should
never
share
mind.
this
It's not
clip
on the card
online.
anymore.
For being
Yeah, no,
like,
this is-
Right,
it's
just
our
all of us
podcast.
waiting for it. Ron
Yeah,
was
totally.
It's not on the card anymore. But I can give you.
no, but
I can give you this one.
You've been Flacco.
I got a question for you.
yes,
The sequel, 1989, Fletch Lives.
I have not. No.
okay, why do you ask that, Hash?
I'm just laughing
Because-
that there is one.
Well, there. Okay,
They thought let's
Do you
follow
add-
this
okay,
up with a
so-
sequel.
okay, let's bring this back together. I don't care the short shorts. I don't care the car chase. You
Oh,
tell
I
me
do.
what is a good movie and what is not a good movie all the time. Was it good or not, or you were afraid?
Oh shit!
Well, no. I was going to touch on this because Coley says it held up. She's like, we talked about this before, and like she's like, oh, it holds up. And I was expecting there to be something that wouldn't have held up. And
Well-
the only thing I can think of that might not hold up is when he makes the joke to James Avery, aka Uncle Phil, which when I saw him, fucking Uncle Phil, man. When he goes to them, like, why don't you guys go back to the gym and jerk each other? Like that was like the only like kind of anywhere borderline joke. Yes, there's misogyny because he's got like his bits that he does for his characters that he's portraying. But other than that, it's just him quip after quip after quip after quip,
Yeah.
line after line after line. And a great 80s trope doesn't happen much in the 90s, but them driving around with the narration. I mean, it happens in Beverly Hills Cop, it happens in Naked Gun, all those movies. Great trope. But no, it's a great movie. Like I said, I remember seeing the car chase scene, and again, he's driving a car however many miles an hour with the quips with the guy in there. Like,
it's coming back.
I'm playing hide and seek.
He
I'm playing hide and seek with him.
That teenage kid. He says he's a cop. The kid has that's a great scene. It gives it like a little bit, but like, yeah,
it's a great action. There's a great high speed chase with great A+ banter with, I mean, it's not, I guess it's a monologue because the kid doesn't really talk but scream, where he's like, oh, it's Freddy over there. We like to play a game hide and seek, and hides behind the truck. And he's like, no, you pull over. He's like, I already pulled over earlier. You do it now. Whatever. Like, he's speeding down the highway with cops chasing him and having this like banter. It's perfect. So
Well,
it's like
before
great
you
action
actually
of an action movie and then comedy of the likes of Chevy Chase. It's like best of both
and
worlds.
Hash asked like the most relevant question of all time, which is that movie was great. It really had its time. Why did they make Fletch 2? If you ever have like an argument, about just letting something live alone on its own island or like
Let it
whatever,
go.
Fletch 2 would be my description. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like that's the thing with Hangover
Producer's
too.
wife.
It's all these movies that
Let
had such
Fletch
huge
go.
success.
Let him go. Don't make another one.
You know what?
Why not continue that success?
Let's have Fletch in LA and then put him on a plantation. Great idea.
Well, Justin, before you rank Fletch, it's I don't know, not ironic, but it's something that we actually have a ranking system that we've been using. So as a little bit of a teaser for something coming out in January, why don't you use that ranking system to rank Fletch? And what exactly is it?
I'd say it's a extra large popcorn.
Oh shit!
Old stale popcorn scraped up off the floor.
So it's not old stale popcorn, no.
Small popcorn.
Not a small popcorn.
Medium popcorn.
No.
Wait a minute, Ron. Are you creating new like sounders that we don't know about?
Popcorn. Holy goddamn family size.
Ron looks like he's sitting around a bowl of popcorn.
I wouldn't give it the full family size of extra butter and refills, only because I don't think it's his best quips. I think his best quips are in Caddyshack with his back and forth with Danny, his back and forth with Bill Murray. Amazing. I think overall his best character, in my personal opinion, is him as Clark Griswold, whether it be mainly Christmas Vacation. But I mean, he definitely has fastball. I would put it as a top 3 role of mine. Again, Clark Griswold with all the 4 movies, and then Caddyshack, and then I go Fletch third. Again,
Awesome. I like that. I'll totally take that. I think Fletch being third is perfect. Again, I will tell
grew up
you
on
this.
Christmas Vacation, and then Vegas Vacation made me want to go to
absolutely.
Vegas. So
You know, Fletch had just a weird timing. I think it just came out. I was born in 1973, and for some reason, when Fletch came out, I just wanted to be Fletch. I have no idea. And I hope it's not racist because I wanted to be a white boy who was like 7'1" with an afro or whatever. But like,
all right, it was a 6'2" and 6'9"
6'2",
with the afro,
yeah.
whatever it was. I
And then
forgot what it was. Like,
and then he gets
he's
served
6'2",
with
but
paper.
6'9" with the afro, whatever it is.
Yeah, that
Alan.
might actually. Maybe we should do a straight up, bared naked, balls in your face plug for that pod, huh? Does it
To
seem
be
like
determined, for sure.
Yeah. Does it seem like the way to go? Yeah. All right. Well, fuck. We already gave you one of the sounders. Debuting in January, Justin and I are going to roll out a monthly pod where we watch movies. You know what? I'll just let the intro do the explanation.
Greetings, listeners. Does this sound like you? You don't know what to watch next? Mindlessly scrolling down one streaming service, then another, and another, only to end up watching the same episodes of The Office you've seen 1,000 times? Not to worry. We here at the Half-Ass Podcast Network got you covered. Because we also know what the fuck we're watching next. Our next movie is always a mystery, always unknown. It's always to be determined. That's right. We let Tubi determine what we watch next, and you should too. So pour your beverages, pop your popcorn, and come along on a journey with us where our destinations are always to be determined.
You get it? It's a pun. You see what we did there?
Yeah, we see.
I didn't have any hand in that, and I feel bad about that. Want some credit for
If you
that.
do every other sounder, I think I can contribute 1 to this network.
No, I mean the name. That's just brilliant. You guys nailed that.
I have to give Hashy the credit for that. So we was talking about it.
Well, there you go.
So Hashy's credit was the name. I came up with the idea and we couldn't do it. And he was like, to be determined. And I was like, oh, that's a good one.
Fuck yeah.
So I give Hash the credit for that.
That's next
That's
level
not-
pun, man.
Okay, that's not taken. To be determined is not taken.
No, it is not.
No.
That's impossible.
Well, especially not the way we spelled it.
See, you get it?
Uh-oh.
Because
I
it's
hope
the
you
name of the
research-
app.
I hope you research that because that's really good, and you might wake up tomorrow and find somebody who got indicted in January 6th might have that. Just saying. I mean, like,
that's
that's
fair.
very common. Like,
To
thing
be
name a
insurrection.
podcast.
It's a thing that's happening to people.
It was like, I wanted to name it insurrection, but I might name it TBD.
Yeah, we actually second episode. We've got Hashy lined up, so that should be a good time.
Wow,
Looking-
I've really been out of the loop here, you guys. Like, what the fuck is going on? The whole network is going bananas.
Well, there hasn't been much of a loop on this one, but yikes! You want to come on and do a movie review where Tubi tells you what you watch via recommendation and then a wheel of randomness?
Absolutely not, Ron. I actually would rather be given a heads up about that, but yes. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
No, I would,
Oh.
of course. Like, how many times have I turned this pod down? I was thinking about this.
He's just
today.
hoping for Face Off to come
I would
up on
like
that
to
board.
add up the cumulative hours of all of us doing this and just
That actually would be
2.
awesome, like
hours.
stats right there. Like
yeah.
we were talking about LeBron's minutes played per like year, like hours podcasted per year for this one.
it'd be fantastic.
What
I
did we
actually,
do?
when
Do
I got
not-
interviewed,
yeah.
when I got interviewed for my new job, they were like, "What do you like to do?" And I was like, "Holy shit,
Yeah,
this is
don't
fucked up."
say it.
I don't know.
Don't
I
say
like to-
drugs. Don't say drugs.
I
don't
didn't-
say drugs.
I actually did have that thought. in my
Like the
head.
podcast, sir.
Yeah, I was like,
Shit.
I like the podcast and
Not
stuff,
either.
but like, I can't tell you about it. But
Yeah.
I actually went home and I was like, I wonder how much time I spent podcasting with these lovely people in the year of 2023. And
A
it's
lot.
got to be like what? Like, what are like
We're gonna put
Like
out
a
about
week? a
106
week solid?
episodes
Maybe
this year.
106. All right, 106.
That's
times
just
3.
released. That's just
That's
released.
two. That's more than 2 a
episodes.
week.
Yeah. And that's an
Wow.
hour a
amazing.
crack at least, plus all the extra footage that I didn't use. I've got about 5 or 6 hours that I didn't even touch yet. So it's
What is that stuff?
there was the day Trump got indicted,
Ooh,
but
That's
but
right. We did
but
that.
I did this thing where I made it a day that will live in infamy, but I like shaved my mustache. So I like
Yeah,
we talked about it and then the big reveal, but I was like, fuck, this ain't gonna come out in any time of relevance, so there's no joke there. Shit.
To be fair, he was indicted a couple of times after that, so you could just
Right, which also really ruined the whole fucking bit. Like, assholes got to go get indicted over and over and really take the shine off of my emergency recording. Thanks, Peckerhead.
All right, can I read you guys this ad, because I guess
Please.
Troy's not coming back.
No, it's
Did we do something to him?
no, he was never planning on staying late tonight.
We just offend him with our presence of movie talk.
Well, it's nice that he has that space.
Okay, so this is an ad that I got today.
On
what? On Instagram.
Instagram.
Oh.
Okay.
You guys were doing Twitter, but
Yeah. I do think that there should be I'm not into Instagram as much as you guys, but there's a whole world out there of these, and I've been
getting weird ads lately. That's all
Okay.
I can say.
All right, before you read it, I'm reading a book right now, and there's a girl character that calls it Insta. Douche or no douche?
Common thing.
Yeah,
a very common thing.
that's a thing.
I know it is, but it's just
No,
It's
that's
a
common
thing.
practice. Yeah,
I don't like it.
no,
That's
you're
me.
old. Ha ha ha.
Hey, you guys.
Go take care of
Insta.
your grass, you dick.
I checked out a guy today who was probably 18 years old who was trying to return something, and his
Tell me
line
more.
to me was, he was trying to return a defective tent. How's that? So
Was he pitching that tent?
basically,
Called the
it was
aardvark.
I only opened it once, and I'm like, dude, this dude smells like shit. And
That's
he's
what they
like,
all say.
oh, your name is Jeremy. My name is Jeremy. I've only met 4 Jeremys. And I went, you're going to meet many more of us. Was my answer.
You are fucking built for customer service.
Yeah, this high school, these local kids are not ready for me at all. This is going to be one of my favorite. If I get fired, it's going to be great, but I'm going to have so many lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of
It's gonna be
lines, I'm gonna be over here while you do.
I also might find a wife with a goat.
Goat wife.
That's a really
Goat
interesting dating and profile thing there. Hey, you gotta have a goat if you want to be with me. What?
Man, I met a girl
goat.
today. She came through my line with a baby goat and an 8-pack of D batteries. That was it.
Oh fuck
She's
yeah!
like, my husband's out of town. This goat is a year old. It's wrapped up like a baby. She's beautiful. She's totally got 18 guns. And I was kind of like, yes.
No. That's when I say, you know what? I don't work here anymore. I'm leaving with the goat lady.
Yeah.
Peace out.
The goat
Actually,
lady
I have
is,
a grievance. I have a grievance
Would've
about
been a
goat ladies.
good
I have a grievance
time,
about goat
man.
ladies.
Okay.
What? He's all right. Grievances.
I might have a grievance tag on this.
Take them grievances. Air them out.
No, doesn't extend. My grievance isn't about actual
They're all
goat.
the exact same length.
That's what.
Not about, again, you're a consummate pro where you know the length and I don't know it. It's not about goat ladies. It's about mainly dog owners here. My store is dog friendly.
Oh, weird.
Get your dog out of clothes shopping. You don't need to bring little Pugsy along to your little shopping trip to the store. Unless you need a service animal because you're blind or have very, special needs for it.
Yeah.
You do
Norm
not
shouldn't
need-
be helping you pick out a blouse.
You do not
He's
need
no
your
help.
dog barking in my goddamn store because it's like the colored dress you picked out.
He's no help.
Get out of my store with your dog. It's not, and I've said it before, to stop using the phrase fur baby. It's not a baby. It's a dog. It's a cat. Whatever it is. Stop. It's a pet. You can love a
it's a
pet
good
the same
dog?
way as a dog, but you're not a parent to that dog or cat.
What if it's?
It's not fur baby, not fur child. It is a pet. Again, can love just the same as your family, but that does not make you a fur daddy or fur mommy. Get out of here.
No, that's
That's
a totally different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you totally just
No, but it bleeds. You bring your little fur baby to the mall with you because you need to help me pick out my
It's pronounced Furby.
outfit.
Furby, by the way. Yeah. Totally.
What if it's a good dog though?
What if he's?
I don't mind good dogs, but I don't want you in my store still. Just get out of my store.
But if he's
So you don't want any
very
animals
good
in
boy?
the store. I get that, but you're an Old Navy. I get
a
like
very,
that's-
very good boy. Like 9.5 out of 10. Like the best boy.
Look, you might have
Like,
the best
look at
dog in the
him.
world, but
Look
there might
at
be
him.
a screaming
Look at him.
child one time.
Who likes chin scratchers? Yeah, this guy does. Good boy. Oh, yeah. Look at him.
Exactly. And that could be the best good boy ever until one loud kid screams and scares the little shit out of a dog.
That kid
That's
deserves to
happened
die in a
before.
pool of blood, doesn't he? Yeah, he shouldn't have startled you. That was stupid. That's natural selection, isn't it, champ? Yeah, you got his little jugular, didn't you? You really went in there. Oh, who's got a ferocious grip? You do. You do.
Wow, Ron is really in the holiday spirit. It's amazing. I am
I'm just in
touched.
spirit right
By the
now.
way, like I am touched, and I really need a moment to cry and also urinate at the same time.
Oh,
you know what
that means.
And I know that
Touched
we
by an
maybe
angel.
did that. Is everybody here for a little bit more? Justin, you good?
Not really, but yeah, I'm still good.
Well, that means we need
Well, what does that mean?
I
Do I
don't
have
know
to
what it means.
Everybody knows some cocaine and some mistletoe will make the season bright. Happy holidays from the Outsider Social Club. Let's hit the bathroom, fellas.
I hope
Mistletoe's
that.
canceled, right?
Oh wow! Yeah.
What does that mean? How does that? What
I
happens?
don't know.
Mistletoe has to be canceled though, right? Like
no,
especially
no,
in
no,
the-
no. Mistletoe with like somebody that you're familiar with is not canceled. That was the point in the beginning. Like you watch those old movies and like they're being like, how about mistletoe? By the way, the Seinfeld episode about Festivus starts off at a Christmas party, I believe, or one of those, where Elaine is worried about a guy named Gene Vest. He's got like snaps on, and he comes over and he's like, mistletoe. And she's like, oh. So it's got to be somebody you know. Like you can't creep up on like a random.
I've never heard a caveat to the mistletoe rules. It's never
right,
I
exactly.
kiss you under the mistletoe if we are consenting adults who have known each other for a certain
So
period
you
of
walk up to your
Nice.
best friend's mother, all
That's
right?
why
And
it's
you're like,
problematic, man. You can't just hang it anywhere.
It's the whole thing. Like, oh, you're underneath the mistletoe, you gotta
It's
kiss.
implied
It's not like, oh,
consent.
you're in a mistletoe, you have to kiss if you're in a consenting relationship. It's just like,
How can a tree branch consent?
so wait,
for
are we
me?
arguing
That's-
the same thing or the different things?
I'm
by
not
the way?
sure. I'm
Okay,
honestly
so
not
I'm
sure.
saying that you shouldn't pull up on a random, right? With mistletoe ever.
I'm just saying that the rules of mistletoe seem pretty fucking open, and it just seems a little careless to leave it laying around. I
What
said,
the fuck are you? You didn't even answer my question. Like, okay, if I walk up to
and
okay, Hash, can you come here as a moral majority on the whole
Hash is like
conversation? about-
loving this conversation.
Yeah, like what is
I can see it.
mistletoe in 2023?
branch with a problem.
Date rape?
What?
You cut it. You to be fair to
That
Yikes, you cut
escalated
out.
quickly on the Outsiders Social
You
Club.
cut out. You-
The quickest escalations in all of podcasts. The Outsiders Social Club.
So hold on. I'm confused. Yikes! Were you just like premonitioning this? Because I didn't hear a word Hash said, and you're like date rape.
I set him
'Cause
up, but I didn't
Hash
let him
cuts
answer.
out. Hash cuts out.
Yeah.
You don't hear him at all. You were like date rape.
You know what? But sometimes I like to watch the visuals, and I think I saw that I had a moment to sneak in there before him and see what his answer would be, and he had nothing.
He seized the moment. It's
Yep.
true.
Oh
Yep.
my god.
Carpe the fuck out of that DM.
Okay, Ash, what's mistletoe mean to you?
I'm gonna do drugs about it.
Seriously, okay, I'm gonna go back in here. if we're still talking about mistletoe in 2023, like, what are we doing? Like, that is like, hey, hello, in front of my face, make out with me. Like, I'm 50 and like,
well,
I have
this
a job,
piece of a tree
finally,
branch
but
said
I'm
it's
very
okay,
single. I have no
so-
children. Like, that doesn't work. I get arrested and thrown in like Spokane County for
That's what
like
I'm
2
saying.
days.
So I'm going to tongue you deeply because these berries were attached to the ceiling. Try that in court as a defense. See what happens. Like, I'm sorry, Your Honor, there were berries attached to the ceiling. It's a particular season, so that means I'm allowed to just whoever's near the berries. I just fucking.
So we actually
go
sell
ahead.
mistletoe at work, and if I got off at like 4:30 on Christmas Eve and just walked downtown and
Man,
handing
just
out,
carried over your
yeah, I just was like, how long do you think I would last? Maybe 30 minutes.
before you
maybe.
get knifed.
That's pretty
Yeah,
long.
knifed also, shot perhaps.
I don't know if you carry the mistletoe in front of you and hang
All
your
right,
dick
we
out.
are officially canceling mistletoe on this podcast.
Everything hurts right now. Everything hurts.
Yeah, we're canceling it. Like,
Oh,
if you go
God,
out
it
in
hurts.
if you go out in public with mistletoe right now, you deserve to be shot.
Yeah, fucking.
I've never in my life heard of mistletoe in public.
Yeah, you know what kind of perv
Keys,
that would
phone, wallet, mistletoe.
be? You know what we would need for some perv like that? We'd need a perv alert.
Wait, you have a sound for this?
Yeah. Oh, look out now. Watch your back.
So Hash is dying, Justin's dying, but
I'm
you guys
dead.
actually,
Oh my
like,
God, it hurts.
Ron, come back here. You're my age, right?
Roughly, yes. Yes.
Thank you.
In hunky years.
How
Like,
are you
I'm
guys?
older than Ron, but like, we share kind of a generation where the idea is that you go out during the holidays with mistletoe and try to get someone to kiss you.
No,
By
yeah.
like think about that in 2023.
It was
like-
a bit
like,
a
outdated
lot of
when
people
we
did-
were kids. Yeah.
A lot of people did the whole joke of putting the mistletoe in their belt buckle. And it was like, look, it's a mistletoe.
Yeah,
You got to
so-
kiss me below the mistletoe.
Wow, this is getting way better, by the way.
Yes.
I mean,
I think
like-
it was like an outdated.
I was
notion
talking about a
of
kiss,
our
and
age.
like Justin's got it to the belt buckle now.
yeah,
so
that
this
was totally
was-
that's a.
It's in
like an
it's in the
80s
office.
trope.
It's in a episode of The Office where Packard comes in like, check it out. He's got mistletoe in his belt buckle. Like it's a
All right.
it's a thing.
Can we just say this like outrightly? Can we just
Sure.
put the name on this pod as being mistletoe is super sexist?
I was gonna go with perv alert, but
Or like perv alert mistletoe?
Mistletoed.
Hash is like shaking his head. I would like some like mistletoe. Come on, man.
To be fair, and Hash has been in Tom Selleck's lap the entire episode.
I prefer missile finger. Thank you.
One or two.
You're listening to the Outsiders Social Club on the Half-Ass Podcast Network.